Welcome to this episode of Bytes. Today we're going to be talking about egress filtering for corporate and regulatory compliance. Many industries have regulations about controlling access to the internet from cloud-based workloads. For example, in the financial industry there's PCI, in the healthcare industry there's HIPAA, but many times this is just a general corporate security policy about controlling and monitoring traffic that goes from cloud workloads to the internet and has access to the internet. Now today we're going to be talking about Internet Egress FQDN filtering. FQDN is fully qualified domain name filtering, or URL filtering some people call it. But this is all about filtering the traffic, monitoring the traffic that goes from cloud workloads to the internet, and how easy it is to manage the allow list, the deny list, and then do the auditing that your compliance team is going to require to show that you're in compliance with these regulations. Now in the past, we had the data center, and the data center had a perimeter firewall. So it was fairly easy to route all of that traffic through that firewall that was going to the internet and have policies around these regulations. But as we moved to the cloud and applications moved to the cloud, they had direct access to the internet. And so we needed a solution to be able to filter that traffic from the cloud applications that were destined for the internet. Now some people routed that traffic back to the data center and through that firewall that's at the perimeter, but this is really an inefficient design for doing this filtering. And as we got more and more workloads into the cloud, these environments had the ability to get to the internet, and we sort of lost a little bit of the control. Some of that traffic was routed back through the firewall, but because of the dynamics of cloud and the ability and agility and speed that DevOps teams had to spin up applications in the cloud, we had a lot of traffic that was not in compliance. And this just became bigger and bigger, and more things had access to the internet directly and didn't go through the compliance that we need to meet those regulations. Now there was a solution. One would be to send all that traffic back through that on-premise firewall, but as we mentioned before, this is really inefficient, and you're always going to have workloads that are out there that aren't in compliance and have that direct access to the internet. So there are a few solutions that people have tried over time. For instance, open source Squid proxy. But the challenge here is that this is distributed. It's very difficult to manage. There's no real central control of this. So if any of the policies need to be changed, you have to go change those policies everywhere that you've deployed these Squid proxies. And again, inevitably you have applications that are able to get to the internet who you haven't put these filtering controls in place for. Another solution is to use native cloud constructs, but as you can see in the colors in this picture, each one of these is different from each one of the cloud providers. So now you're having to manage different policies in each different cloud, and again, having some rogue applications that are able to get to the internet. It makes it very difficult to manage this and manage change over time. So the solution we'd like to talk to you about today is Aviatrix Egress FQDN Filtering. This is a really simple solution that allows you to have central control and manage the allow and the deny lists and the auditing all from a central controller point of view. This allows you, when you spin up an application in the cloud, have that forced through a gateway that's going to do the filtering and apply the policies that are necessary. If those policies ever need to change, you can simply change them at the central location, and it distributes that change to all of the gateways. Now over time this can expand. If you want to put your firewalls in the cloud, Aviatrix has what we call Firenet, which is centralized control of the firewalls, and you still have that traffic now going through firewalls that are running in the cloud and the policies that are associated with those. So with that, I encourage you to reach out to us if you want more information at info@aviatrix.com, or check out one of our build events where we can actually show you exactly how easy this is to deploy.